In this video, I'm going to be speaking to you today about why they will be watching you on semen retention. The number one reason why they will be watching you on semen retention is because you're becoming spectacular. Repeat after me, you are becoming spectacular. It is amazing what you're doing. It is amazing who you're becoming. And this is why they will be watching you. The bottom line is people watch what they like. People watch what they like. When you decide to boss up your life, you finally decide to boss up your life. It's just to finally decide to start becoming more disciplined. You finally decide to go after your dreams, goals, aspirations. Go after the things that you really want to become. Stop doing the things that hinder you, that take you backwards, that make you like everybody else, and do something that makes you authentically you. When you finally decide to do this for a consistent period of time and you go along with no fap along with it, they start to watch you. They will start to finally watch you because you're doing something that not a lot of people have the cojones to actually do. A lot of people talk about all the things that they want to do. I know people, they go on Facebook and they tell everybody their goals. They write down every single thing about their goals and they talk about it like it's a normal thing. And then you wonder why a majority of people do not actually hit their goals or even have any goals in the first place. The bottom line is because they're talking about it. When you talk about your goals, that gives you a dopamine hit and it feels like you've actually done something. When in reality, you actually haven't done anything. There has to be a point where you stop talking about it and you just do the work. They call it mental masturbation. You let other people talk about it and instead just show them the results that you've gotten. You have to sit at the table with winners. The conversation is different. So they will be watching you. When I say they, I mean anybody. It could be maybe a past ex, a lover, a crush, people that you know, acquaintances, anybody, people close to you, anybody. They are watching you because they see that you are doing something worth watching. People watch people that do something noteworthy. People watch the Kansas City Chiefs because they're doing something noteworthy. So become the person that does noteworthy things. Do not be like the 99% who is doing things like everybody else. You have to change your thinking. You have to change a lot of things in order to be the 1%. 99% of the things that you were taught is not going to translate in you becoming a successful version of yourself. They have taught you anti-success. Let's talk about what success actually is, what you were taught that success. You were taught that success was climbing up some sort of ladder that you didn't create. You were taught that. That's what you've been taught. You've been taught that, if you could get a salary, maybe a 6-figure salary, you've climbed up the corporate success ladder and you are finally somebody in your life. What they didn't realize is that this life comes with a lot of limitations, meaning you're not going to be able to do the things that you want all the time. You're not going to wake up when you want to. You're going to be on someone else's schedule. You have to, if you want to leave, if you want to take off a day, you have to put in a request to take off. Only get limited vacation. Your life isn't a vacation. You get limited vacation. You get limited in your earning capabilities. Sure, you might be earning a good wage, but it's not uncapped earnings. It's not unlimited higher earning potential. So there are some limitations which you have quote unquote taking the safe route. Now the 1% life, the life that a lot of people may just dream about. This is the life where you're not guaranteed any salary, you're not guaranteed anything, but what you are guaranteed is yourself and how far you can go and acquire your goals. This is usually the road less traveled by, and sure, it is often the more unpredictable route, but it is ultimately the more fulfilling and freedom-taking type of route. This is what you have to realize. They will be watching you because you're doing something noteworthy. You're becoming a boss. You are becoming a person worth watching because you're thinking for yourself. No one's telling you to do any of these things that you're doing, but you're going out your own way. You're taking your own initiative and you're doing it your way. And this is the most fulfilling and noteworthy thing that you can do for yourself because 99% of people are doing it based off how another person taught them how to do it. Sure, like I said, it's the safe route. It's the given route. You're going to be comfortable. You're going to be earning good money, but it's a quiet walk of mediocrity. I was watching this thing and it was this, I guess his name was Mr. Wonderful. And they were talking about consultants And they were saying that, sure, yeah, consultants, if you want to be a nobody, go ahead and be a consultant. These are not my words, these are someone else's words. Now, you're going to earn a good living. There's nothing wrong with this. You're going to earn a good living, you're going to make a good salary, but it is a quiet level of desperation because you haven't put your mark on anything. You haven't really created anything for yourself. And sure, no, not everybody has these quote-unquote entrepreneurial aspirations, but usually the guys who do are more fulfilled at the long run because they've done it themselves, even though it was the harder route. This is all you have to take. This is all you have to look at. The bottom line is, when you decide to go on retention, when you decide to go on your self-improvement journey, when you decide to boss up your life and become the person that you truly want to be, you will be watched, because not many people have the balls to do this. They can watch you do all the things that you want and go after your dreams, aspirations, and goals, but they don't have enough belief in themselves to actually go for it themselves. The reason why they don't have the belief in themselves is because they cloud their judgment based off external factors. They cloud their judgment. They cloud their self-belief in themselves based off what they do in their free time. The difference between, let's say, 1% maybe entrepreneur and then a 99%, let's call it a 99%er, the average person, is based off what you do in your free time. A lot of people in their free time, they're going to waste time. They're going to be on social media. They're going to be watching Netflix shows. They're going to be watching some sort of sports. They're going to be watching some sort of movie. The 1%er, the person who is becoming his own brand, becoming his own person, is working on his self. He's working on his brand himself. He's working on his skills. He's working on his interpersonal skills, his outbound skills, his inbound skills, all of these different skills. He's acquiring more skills to stack on top of each other to become the hot commodity itself, instead of being the person who is watching the hot commodity. There's two types of people: the people in the arena and the people fighting in the arena, and the people who are watching the people in the arena. Which one do you want to be? You are going to be watched when you go on semen retention, when you're going on no fat because you're bossing up your life finally. You're doing things your way. You're being disciplined. They are astonished about how disciplined you are. They're astonished about how you keep coming back. They're astonished about how you keep failing, but you keep going through it. They are astonished at how much self-belief you have in yourself. They are astonished because you have so much belief and high aspirations for yourself. You have to realize what the conversation is. When you talk to specific people, the conversation is different. I've had it sometimes where it sounds like I'm bragging amongst specific people because they're just not on the same level. And when I talk to other people, maybe the owners, the winners, I can finally be my true authentic self, and people are going to relate to me. But if I'm talking to the wrong people, the people who are 99%ers, who are whiners, complainers, self-sabotaging MFers, self-sabotaging people, and when I speak about the things that I'm doing, they're going to take it as that I am bragging. This is just what you have to realize. Sit in a table with winners and owners. The conversation is different. It doesn't seem like you're bragging if you're quote unquote the dark horse. It doesn't seem like you're bragging. You're actually just being you. You're being your authentic version of yourself, and people who relate to this are going to clap you on the back. But the people who are living in quiet desperation, they're going to take it as you're bragging, or you're self-serving, or you're full of yourself. This is what you just have to realize. You kind of have to, in terms of life in general, you kind of have to be self-serving. You kind of have to be selfish for your own success, because that's the only way you can actually help other people outside once you get that success. Because once you get that success, you can help others increase their life. But if you're staying the same, you can't really help other people because you don't have anything to really tell them. That's what you have to realize. They're going to be watching you because you're finally bossing up your life and you're doing things your own way, the way that you truly want it to be. And this is the most craziest thing that a person can be, because you were taught since you were a child to obey. You were taught every single time to obey. So if you're not obeying other people, you're obeying yourself. This is a crazy misconception. Let's tie it back to biblical times. They were looking at this figure, the Son of Man, as blasphemous. They didn't think he was the Son of Man. So he was walking around saying that he was the Son of the Most High, and people looked at him crazy. They looked at him so crazy enough that they persecuted him. But you have to know the truth. And once you know the truth, regardless of what you do, you will be rewarded for your accomplishments in due time. So the bottom line is, when you go on retention. As crazy as unpopular as that word is to some people, because they say you're only on retention because you can't get some from women and stuff like that. This is how shallow your fellow man is. This is how shallow they are. They're saying that you're only on retention because you can't get it from other women. So you have to puff your chest off and say that you're doing some sort of noble thing. This is how they have spun it for you, to make you think that life is all about getting it from the opposite sex. This is how much you can put yourself as a man based off the ability of you to spread your seed. This is how they rank you as. Don't put yourself in a box. There's no sort of box when it comes to any of this. You have to make your own rules and follow your own rules. With that being said, you are going to be watched, and people are going to be astonished by how brilliant you have become. That being said, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.